run down and call your daughter and tell her to tell you the truth, okay? I'm not fucking lying. I swear to God, you better be telling me. Call your daughter. Ma, let me speak to Carly. Hey, baby.
Hey, Mom. Are you coming home?
No, I'm still out looking for Jordan. Carly, I need to ask you something. I need you to be very, very honest with me, okay?
Okay.
Did Jordan ever hurt you?
Yes. He touched me down there.
Why didn't you tell me, baby?
I was scared.
Carly, I'm so sorry. Look, I promise you, he will never hurt you again. Do you hear me?
Okay, Mom.
Okay, I love you.
Love you too.
Fuck! Tell me. Where is he? Let me show you.
Summer is so much sweeter with Kohl's Cash in Hand. Earn $10 store-wide for every $50 spent now. Get Kohl's Cash on what you need, then spend it on what you want. At Kohl's and Kohl's.com.
And Doug.
Are you here for Tracy?
We're here for everyone. Limo and I help people save hundreds by customizing car insurance with Liberty Mutual.
We ordered a limo, not a limo.
Oh, yeah. We do that too.
The Limu limo?
At your service. Only pay for what you need.
Liberty, 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 liberty.
At Rooms To Go, $9.99 goes a long way. With a great selection of living rooms, bedrooms, and dining room packages for $9.99 or less. That's right. Shop 5-piece living rooms with a stylish sofa, love seat, and 3 tables. Complete queen bedrooms like this or this. And dining sets with room for everyone, just $9.99 or less. From the living room to the dining room. Pick your style, pick your color, and save. Plus, get free doorway delivery. Only at Rooms To Go.
That should hold it for now. What should we do?
I know what to do.
You do?
I'm going to CashNetUSA.com. I can apply in minutes, and if approved, we can have the money in our account as soon as the same business day.
You're my hero.
Saving the day is easy with CashNet USA.
When you need money fast, be the hero. Go to CashNetUSA.com to apply for the money you need now.
I don't know what's going on with me. I feel like I'm actually a little tired, but hey. Hornet Gaming. Day 150 of asking streamers for a shout out. Thomas the Dragon, a very valiant master of the craft of dragons. How you doing today? And what's going on, Crazy Artist? How you doing today? And Hornet Gaming, welcome to the stream. How's everything with the rest of y'all? Everything's good with you? Hey, Ari Jackson, pleasure to meet you. Thank you, thank you, thank you. And yeah, I'm doing fine. I'm just a little peeved off a little bit because I just came back from the store. And unfortunately, I was carrying the big case of water, and next thing you know, it fell off my shoulder, fell off my hand, and then all of a sudden it hit the ground, and then everything just kind of scattered everywhere. I was able to salvage all of the water bottles, but unfortunately, it's just crazy. Wait, I said it correctly? Is it array? You said array? Is it array or? Because I don't remember saying. I mean, I remember saying your name, but I can't remember exactly how I said it. So, help me out with this. Kind of. How exactly do you pronounce it phonetically speaking? Help me out with that. Ooh, damn. I was laughing at that other scene from the other movie, and next thing you know, I saw this. This is actually kind of crazy. Oh, shit. The hell shot him. Oh man. I mean, I'm trying my best to try to get everybody's name right and all that, because I know everybody have different ways of saying names, and and sometimes like the names could be the same. I mean, it could be pronounced, just as it could be a very common name, but it's spelled differently, mainly because. Oh shit! Hey, what's up, man? How you doing, Monk? How's life treating you, man? ARYE, but just per ounce. Pronounce the E. ARYE. But just per ounce. I'm a little confused on that. Let me see. Arye. Arye. Arye? Arye? I know your name is Monkey, but Araya. It kind of reminds me of that place called Uriah from Xenoblade Chronicles 2. Araya. Oh, okay. Araya. Oh! There you go. Araya. Now that makes sense. It's perfect sense. Araya Jackson. Actually, I like the name, though. It does have kind of like that fantasy main character, that fantasy road class of a character in a fantasy story. Man. Yeah, but like I said though, like I've dropped an entire case full of water when I, at the foot of the house, just when I was actually coming into the door. Can I get any blacker? Well, I'm in the south, so possibly it might be 2 shades darker, surprisingly. But it only depends if I stay out in the sun long enough, but that's not the case whatsoever. But yeah, I can get blacker, theoretically. I just need to stay out in the sun a little bit longer, especially since I live in the south. It would make a lot of sense anyway, because the sun is usually hot out here. Put your hand in front of the camera for Lamar Jackson edit. I don't even know who the hell that is. Oh yeah. I mean, I don't know, for some reason though, it's like either my strength kind of fluctuates every time. But to be fair, I was actually very, very, very tired. But then also, to be fair, I did get off from eating like a Big Mac and a large fry before I came home, because I did shopping at 2 different locations back to back. So, and I was kind of I was working with an empty stomach. So I think actually eating the fast food must have actually built up my fatigue a little bit, and it made me a little sluggish. But I would also say this. I'm also a proud owner of a Super Nintendo Mini Classic. And I've been meaning to get one for a long time. And I remember like when the Prime Day deals were going on, I decided to go ahead and order one. And when I opened up the mail, when I've opened up the package this morning, I noticed that it didn't come in inside the Super Nintendo box. But rather what it did is that it came in just with the box itself. Then there's the system, the controller, the plug-in ports. But I'm not complaining. I'm actually very happy. Yeah, I mean, I was cursing. I was actually cursing, and I'm pretty sure my neighbors heard me. But anyway, but I managed to find a way I managed to resolve that pretty quickly. Luckily, I had a little container that I can bring in. What's my favorite food, Monk? Monkey, what's my favorite food? Oh, shit. Well, that's a good one. If you're talking about like maybe food I can actually eat all the time, you're talking about hot sausage. Po' boy. On a po' boy. Hot sausage on a po' boy. That is absolutely delicious. That's my favorite food of all time. My second choice of food that I like to eat would be burgers. I mean, I'm a big burger person. I love burgers. But if you're talking about like what's my ideal meal that I would like to eat, that's probably within the realm of consuming stuff. It would have to be steak, ribeye in particular, either medium well or well done, with steak with fries, homemade fries that I make, as well as broccoli, steamed broccoli. So that's pretty much my particular meal that I really enjoy eating. Yeah. But also back to like the Super Nintendo thing though. But no. Back to the water thing. Luckily I do have space in my cabinet, so you know, I was able to salvage it. Have you ever had alligator before? Yeah, but I only got it from the store. I've only got it at my local store. Because for some reason though, the store had alligator available for me, so I was like, you know what, I'm gonna try it, and it didn't taste bad at all. It actually tasted pretty good. I didn't have any issues with it. It tasted pretty good. And I think I've actually had alligator prior to that as well.
She's the one that killed her boyfriend, not me. She knows if you didn't say anything that she's a free woman. Nobody even knows she was there unless she said something.
It's good to find somewhere they have fried alligator. Yeah. Yeah, but the store that I go to, you know, it's only under specialty. Like, they only cook it if it's available, or if they do cook it, usually they might have a person that specializes in cooking like stuff like alligator. Plus, eating alligator, it does take, you know, having the best type of alligator we're talking about, it does take some time for it to prep. Yeah, I agree. On a po' boy, it's fucking delicious. It's absolutely delicious, especially like if you put the usual lettuce, tomatoes. Usually when you mix it in, even with shrimp po' boy, hot sausages on a po' boy, hamburger on a po' boy, po' boys are actually pretty damn good. Those are like the best types you can actually have.
What you did, a trick?
Let me see. Oh, shoot. But yeah.
Pick your wife.
Huh? Who's this?
I see you're having family time. How big you is that? Listen, I didn't really want too much. Just thought I'd let you know that I'm ready to have.
All right, you take care of yourself, and I appreciate you. Thank you for the subscription. I'm sorry that I'm not really as talkative, but it's like I'm talking to you, and I'm also looking at this movie, and it's like, wow, I'm actually kind of distracted. But I was actually kind of surprised that people were going to pop into the stream. Okay, so here's another thing that I'm actually going to have to bring up. It turns out that Prism is the service that I use right now for streaming. I use it for multi-streaming. It's apparently it's going to go into like a pay. It's going to go into some kind of pay cycle, so to speak.
No, excuse me, ma'am. We're trying to get by.
It's okay.
It's not okay. We're about to get by. Hello, ma'am.
No, y'all ain't about to go nowhere.
Ooh. What the fuck?
What the fuck is it doing? Please. I'm so tired of hearing that shit.
Oh wow.
Oh, he look just like me. I always wanted a daughter. I love you.
They killed the boy. Oh. Okay, so I'm gonna tell you what the name of the movie is. The movie is on Tubi, and Tubi is a hot mess in of itself, and it's called Please. And when you see movies like this, the production values is actually very low budget, but for what it's worth, it's a guilty pleasure for yourself. But to answer your question about what happened in this about the movie, you gotta have to kind of go back a little bit on the context of what the story is. It's about a woman that actually had some trauma in her early year as a child, and it carries all into her adulthood, and it's something that's a permanent scar. And all the guys that she's been with, she wound up getting. Turned out that a lot of the guys been living double lives. Either they were already married, or they were planning on cheating with another person, and then she winds up killing them. And
Marriage is bigger than just the ring.
the reason why, and also not to mention, because of the incident that took place in her childhood, she's unable to have kids, and it's something that continues to scar the hell out of her for a long time. So this is at the end of the movie, in which the guy that she was with at the very beginning, who was able to get away from her, she wound up finding him, and of course the wife that he's with, along with the kids, the two children, one being a baby, the other one is like a little kid, like 4 or 5 years old, 3, 4 or 5 years old. She wound up finding out where they are. She was about to get back. Yeah, and she wound up killing the guy. She killed the wife, and she killed the 3-year-old. But she took the little infant, and she's actually raising the baby as her own. And yeah, she is supposed to be she's supposed to be taking her medications too, so that's another triggering mechanism that came along with it as well. Oh yeah, it is. But but for some reason though, the movie was removed from Tubi for some reason. I think a lot of the movies by the lady that starred in the movie, because she's an executive producer of this film, and she also do a couple of other movies as well. She has her own move. She has like a filmmaking production company that specializes in that does like pretty good production values, which if you could probably tell that it's definitely marginally better compared to like some of the other low budget stuff that they produce out here. And I saw this, and I actually saw this movie a while back, and I was like, oh, this is not bad. This is actually definitely not bad, but I think it's probably because of some type of contract issues, which is the reason why that was the case. So now that it came, and I was thinking when I was at work the other day, I was thinking about the movie, and I said, well, you know what? Let me check and see if the movie's back on Tubi. And lo and behold, it is, and I decided to go ahead and watch it again. I mean, look, I'm a late bloomer when it comes to a lot of this stuff, when it comes to like smart TVs and television and everything. I'm just going to say this, like, it's really terrible that all this time that I feel like that I've always been very behind when it comes to like all of the newer trends that's going on with technology and the like, and with the smart TVs and everything. So me watching Tubi, I realize it's kind of like a nice little gold mine, and it's much cheaper to have than to go ahead and pay for like DirecTV, or paying for like a digital cable service or satellite, where you're paying a hefty fee a month, every single month, just to have like a few select channels of your choosing, which really sucks. But for budget purposes, this is definitely a better alternative. And if the power goes out, well, you also have antennas that you can probably buy at places like Walmart or even Walgreens, and you can just go ahead and hook it up to your TV, and you'll be able to have access to access to 60 channels or so. I mean, I don't be knowing whether when I go to school they be saying this and that, and I'll be totally lost. What you talking about? Like, and you talking about like you talking about like internet reasons or something along the lines like that? Oh, what the hell is this?
Like a relentless weed, moderate to
Yeah,
severe
I mean,
ulcerative
look,
colitis
it's a learning.
symptoms can keep
Try to
coming
keep it
back.
as simple as possible. I would say this: try to keep it as simple as possible for yourself, and as cheap as possible. Because I'll tell you this: antennas are usually like your best bet. Because I know, like when my wife and I we lived in this we actually rented out a house, and actually no, I didn't even take that back. Even before we actually rented a house, we stayed in an apartment complex, and we actually bought an antenna to supplement our TV watching needs, and we were I was actually pretty excited, knowing fully well that we're able to have something to watch Like, we even had basic cable TV. We actually had the local news stations and all that as well. So we were able to watch a good bit of stuff. And then I was actually holding off on getting the internet, for the house. And then after that, we had to change our minds because we were planning on relocating. We wound up kind of gave in. And then a couple of months later, we wanted to relocate to the house that we're living in now. But it was just a slow, yeah. Oh, yeah. Go ahead, man. Go ahead and do what you got to do, bro. All right? It's a pleasure talking to you. Have a good night. And in the meantime, I'll talk to whoever is online here. And with that being said, I finally have a Super Nintendo Mini Classic. Now I have a Sega Genesis Mini Classic in one room. The Super Nintendo one is in the other room. What I like to do is actually have one room for the retro mini systems. And what I do need to do is get myself a HDMI multi-port selection. So that way I'm able to at least enjoy. It's good. Okay. Yeah. I'm grateful that I have one now. So I'm glad. So at least I'll actually have options to play various games in different reasons in different places. But yeah, I mean, so for me, it was like, okay, if I can actually get myself like a multi-port HDMI cable to connect to one room, and I can actually have the retro systems, and I'm kind of debating whether or not if I want to get the PlayStation Classic. And I remember that was kind of a shit show in of itself, because when this NES came out first, it was a pretty big gold mine for a lot of people. And yeah, you don't have to stay in. If you got to go to bed and get some, take care of your. If you have to go someplace, man, and take care of your business, go ahead and do that, man. You don't have to stay here and listen to me. I'm just talking as we speak. I'm a little bit on the old school side of things because I don't necessarily have an overlay or a high production value. It's just me, my face, and my voice, and that's about it. Yeah. I mean, first I think when Nintendo actually introduced the NES Classic and everybody tried to capitalize on it, then Sega came out with the Genesis Classic, which was actually very successful, and I was surprised to pick up one early on. It was actually connected to the Nintendo section, which was funny to me. And then, okay, you too. Have a good night, my man. But after the NES and the Genesis and the Super Nintendo, PlayStation came out with their own classics. And it's kind of sad to me in a way, because if you think about it, it did show a bit of a wrinkle with the PlayStation era in terms of the games. Now, don't get me wrong, the PlayStation era was definitely a turning point for video games in general, for the game industry. And the PlayStation was definitely a genuine treasure. There were plenty of games that really defined the PlayStation. But what really killed me was, and unfortunately, some of the games, there was a lot of issues with the PlayStation Classic. Like, for instance, Tekken 3 was on there, and that was actually a game that defined the PlayStation, right? The original PlayStation, the PS1. However, it was playing at 50 frames per second. But it wasn't because of some sort of glitch. It was because it was emulated through the United Kingdom. In the United Kingdom, frames per second over there is 50. In the United States is 60, which is what we would normally rock with in the United States. So it came off as a little slower. They had a good number of decent games on the PlayStation Classic. Unfortunately, it didn't have a great deal of games that would have defined that people wanted that was actually available. Like, they had hundreds, nearly thousands of games on the PlayStation library that they could have just pulled, and that would have been a major classic. Also, the bigger insult was the controller. Now, granted, nostalgia really matters, but it only had the very original PlayStation without the analog, with a 3D analog stick. Without the 3D analog sticks, it came off as being a very cheap, rush product, and those things actually hampered the system from being very successful. and from selling very well. And I remember going back to Walmart a couple of times, and I noticed that they had a crap load of PlayStation Classics being on display, and even at a discount price. Like it went from being $99. I think it went from like being $150 to $99 to $59, $49, like $49.99. And I'm like, that might be worth it if that's the case. But I still don't think it's actually going to be worth. It's not going to be really something that people are going to be fawning over. But they did have Metal Gear Solid, Final Fantasy VII, Persona Revelations. I think Gran Turismo 2, and a slew of other games on the PlayStation. But they didn't have a lot. They didn't have the Wild Arms games. They didn't have Legend of Legaia, Legend of Dragoon. You know, a lot of Sony intellectual properties. They didn't really have Wipeout. They didn't have what else they had? They had a bunch of other games like Blasto, Colony Wars. There were so many other games. That would have greatly benefited from it. And that's what sucks. Yeah, but also this is going to be a very quick stream anyway. I'm going to do at the very minimum 1 hour stream. But that's only because normally I try to do it early on. But I've also noticed like people do come in pretty quick and then they disappear, which is understandable. Everybody got their personal chores and all that. I also kind of noticed that maybe the demographics of people that do come into my stream, they tend to be teenagers or young adults. And occasionally I might get somebody closer to my age, which is interesting to me. And I have no qualms about that. I mean, it's actually pretty interesting though. But I just only wish that maybe I can have a I just only wish I can actually, I wish I was able to at least maintain engagement with people and being able to articulate myself better on stream. But it's been so long since I've actually did any kind of broadcasting or any kind of communication with anybody through broadcasting that I feel like I'm actually a bit handicapped at the moment, especially when compared to everybody else coming and going on stream and such, doing streams, especially nowadays. And it's actually been a discussion about, you know, what is considered to be the more popular genre. Like I know back in the day when YouTube first started, video game playthroughs were pretty much a big thing. But nowadays it seems to me everybody and their mammy, they're all doing IRL streaming, just chatting, etc. on Twitch or YouTube. And commentary is king, practically, to the point where your personality is definitely going to be the highlight of everything, because anybody with a camera can go ahead and speak. Anybody who has access to a phone, a brain, and internet, they are able to talk, but it requires a great deal of personality that would make a person stand out and make a person seem, well, you know, seem like he's a pretty decent guy to stick around and listen to, even if they start speaking in jumbled up words and verbiage. It's kind of funny to me though, and I really do enjoy this. I really do. Oh, jeez. I was wondering something. Oh, fuck. Okay. Now I gotta figure out if... Oh, boy. sucks. I hate it. Now you're gonna put this stuff up too. Huh. Is this crooked? I've always wondered if this is actually crooked. I don't know. Hey, Andrea, good to see you again. How you been? Oh shit. Hope you don't mind, my wrist is still in pain. I have yet to recover from this craziness and insanity. How have you been? It's been a while. I haven't seen you in a hot minute. What you been up to? And don't mind me. I feel like I'm just a little bit on the tired spot. A little bit on the tiresome level, but that's only because I've actually did some grocery shopping in the rain. So fatigue has settled in pretty badly, but don't worry, I'm recovering from it. Slowly but surely. But talk to me. What's been going on with you, Andrea? I did towels today, and I'm going to do shopping early tomorrow. Oh, you did towels? You were shopping for towels today? Where did you go exactly? Did you go to Bed? Did they still have Bed Bath Beyond anywhere where you are? Or did you go to a local towels place? And you're going to do shopping early tomorrow? Oh, yeah. So that's one thing that's one thing about me. I feel like I'm a very tired person. But if I have to get things done, I got to get it done early in the morning. So that's what really sucks for me. Yeah. But man, you can't even imagine the amount of business that I've actually had with shopping today, especially in the rain. I got off work this morning. I saw my package right in front of me, and I got to show you what it looks like too. I had something that I've always wanted for a while, and it's kind of weird because I have a Walmart within walking distance. Oh, well, you're in a better position than me. But to be fair though, I can drive to Walmart, and it's like maybe five minutes away from where I live. Practically within 5-7 minutes away, far away from, like 5-7 minutes from where I live. It's practically something that I could easily just drive towards, but scorching hot in Oregon. And you see, I don't know how you do it. I'm kind of sluggish right now because I just had McDonald's earlier. I had a Big Mac and large fries, and I used my points from McDonald's in order to use it. So I'm trying to minimize the use of eating fast food, but I wanted to use my points up because I was tempted. I couldn't help it. And how hot is Oregon anyway? How are we looking? Is it like 100 degrees right now? Air conditioning. Air conditioning. Oh man. It's in the high 80s and low 90s. Okay, so I don't know about the humidity over there in Oregon, but down here in Louisiana, it's a little bit more bearable for us, but it's probably because we're so accustomed to it right now, especially since there's a sweltering heat. But lately it's just been very cold. It's just been very rainy and kind of muggy, so it's a little bit more manageable compared to before. But damn, I would really hate for you to actually burn yourself up because of that. That's actually pretty insane. Knowing fully well you got to endure stuff like that. But how hard does Oregon usually get? Like, what would be the highest temperature you've experienced living in Oregon? Because that has to be something very, very nasty. What the fuck is this?
Your favorite movies and shows together. Because Disney Plus.
As you can see, there is some dog things around, and there's no dog around. So, what we're here to tell you today is, I'm the dog.
Well, guys, today is going to be a bit of a swan song. After long and careful consideration, I have made the deeply, deeply difficult decision to essentially retire a certain kind of content on this channel. It's going to be a rough one, and I hope you guys can support me through this very difficult time. For a very long time at this point, I have consistently covered one kind of video from one specific channel anytime they decide to make it, and I've officially had enough. Every time I go into one of these videos, I think, you know what? Maybe this time it'll be different. Maybe things have changed. Maybe I'll be able to prove myself wrong today, and well, that never happens. That's right, people. I'm talking about the YouTube channel Truly and their dog girl videos. It's the end of an era. I think I have covered every single dog girl video that the YouTube channel Truly has ever made, and well, that ends today. It all started back with my first Truly dog girl video back when I had like 2,000 subscribers, and it did pretty well for me. So as a small YouTuber, I was like, okay, how do I replicate this over and over again? And the obvious answer was wait for Truly to make more of them. So I did. Now you've got to keep in mind, this was a different time. This was back when advertising to the internet that you like to pretend to be and dress up as a puppy.
I still think she's a dog. I go shopping early in the morning, like 8 a.m. before the heat of the day. So far it's been mid-90s and high thus far. And how much money do you normally spend whenever you go to the store and shop? Like, what would be like your average, and what would be like your average, the average cost each time you venture there?
Still considered kind of weird. These days, that's just a typical Tuesday around here, but back in like 2019 was still a little taboo. So I sort of just fell into the habit of covering every dog girl video they made. But that ends today because, spoiler alert, if you haven't seen any of my other videos on this topic, they're all just advertisements for OnlyFans. Every single one of them. They're poorly acted, shittily made advertisements for shitty OnlyFans. And I'm just tired of it, but I had to retire this series properly, so here we are. My girlfriend, she's a dog, but I can't tell my parents. But you can tell the entire fucking internet. Cool. I'm already pissed off. Let's just get this over with.
I'm Lola, and this is my partner Henrik, and I love being his puppy. We first met at a little cafe together that we both worked at. I was always kind of a puppy and knew about that before we started dating, but it did take me a while to kind of like
I'm trying
open up to him with it. So
but I think
right
I feel
now,
some other stuff as well.
Henrik's making me some food.
Honestly, belches
I'm sorry,
are
that
probably
doesn't
going to
look
take a
like
while
kibble.
for me. I need
That's
to be
a
drinking
banana.
Canada
You're
Dry
really
for
a puppy.
that.
If this isn't just for the fashion, you should be eating Purina 1. But you're not really about that life, are you, Lola? Didn't think so.
First time Lola ever asked me about it, I was a bit like, oh yeah, sure, we can try that.
It was very nerve-wracking to ask him.
Honestly, wasn't very surprised. She kind of just does act like a dog a lot of the time.
What could that possibly mean, Henrik? Got Lola shitting and pissing all over your house? Licking food off the floor, humping legs? I mean, what do you mean by that? I feel like you're fibbing.
This is my water bowl, and this one's my food bowl, and this is my cute little dog bed. I like to sit on it when he's cooking up there and doing stuff. It's just like a nice place to like chill out, be on my phone, or chewing on my toys. But it's not really comfortable enough to sleep on at nighttime. I do sleep on a regular old human bed.
You just got done saying puppy play is like a 24/7 thing in your relationship, and your boyfriend just got done saying you act like a dog anyways, yet you can't even sleep on a dog bed? What do you do? What do you do that's like a dog, Lola? Just wear the ears? These videos piss me off because these people are like, yeah, we're basically just animals, and then they don't do anything that animals do, but they have to pretend that they live like this, otherwise it's too obvious that they just got in contact with Truly to try and advertise their OnlyFans. So they gotta make up bullshit like this.
Riley's both of our
really the
friends,
fucking,
and we
this is
thought it would
actually
just
funny.
be about time to invite him over and show him the whole puppy play thing.
Why? Why in God's name would you ever think it's about time for that? Never in my life have I ever thought to myself, I think it's time I call up my friends and tell them what I'm into in the bedroom. Like, why is this always an aspect of these videos? Why do they always have a friend come over and watch them do their kinky shit? This is not normal.
Most of my other friends know about it, so we thought he might as well know about it too.
I think he'd be like, oh yeah, that's interesting, and then have like a confused look on his face.
I think it's a bit out of left field for him.
My name is Riley. I'm friends with Henrik and Lola. I think they're a really cute couple. Don't know why they want me here today, but I'm interested to find out.
Okay, so surely
If this
this
is United
scripted,
Kingdom or
but can you
something, I'm
imagine
missing
if
here
it's
because I
not?
see two
Like, you just
people
get called over to your
either
friend's house
Australian or
one day
British
and there's a
accents
camera crew.
talking.
They sit you down and they tell you that your best friend's into getting pegged. Like, why do they do this?
Hey Riley!
What?
How are you doing? As you can see, there is some dog things around, and there's no dog around.
Yeah.
So, what we're here to tell you today is, I'm the dog.
I'm doing fine. My wife's doing fine too. She's working tonight. She's getting home later on tonight. Nothing completely out of the ordinary. Nothing out of the usual. Just oh wait, what's this? Nothing out of the usual. Just just the usual stuff. I just got off work this morning, and she's working tonight, and we've just been trying to survive, kind of basic and all that. Plus, I just came back from grocery shopping today, and now we're just chilling we're just basically just waiting for the next couple of days. But I know August is definitely going to be a little crazy because we're definitely going to be. I'm going to do a week-long training at my job. That's intensive, and it deals with hazardous materials. So I got to learn. I'm going to be ready for that. Furthermore, I'm definitely going to be taking the liberty of trying to at least relax myself a little bit more, but just living pretty nicely. My jobs are doing pretty well too. But right now, after being in the rain all day and going to 2 different stores to go ahead and shop and lifting heavy stuff back and forth, and trying to stream every single week to interact with everybody on YouTube. And that's another thing I wanted to talk about. So the Prism app that I'm utilizing, it's getting ready. Like, apparently first it was supposed to be this month where they were supposed to go into a premium subscription service, which I am not really a fan of personally, especially since I just started using Prism again, and I'm utilizing the multi-stream tool that they have here. So if they went to the premium subscription, I don't know if I'm able to stream across multiple platforms. But it seems to me like I might have a better chance. Yeah, that's exactly what we're going to be doing. We're going to be wearing protective gear, and we're going to be wearing a lot of hazardous material. We're going to use a hazmat suit as well, and we're just going to do some simulation exercises, and pretty much go through the whole day learning stuff. And that is going to be part of my routine, but it's going to be something that's going to allow me to have a little bit more of a career advancement. So that's going to be part of my shtick. It's going to be like maybe 5 days. So it's going to be very interesting and worth it at the end. And I'm going to be very happy about it too. So I just need to get the information and details in for tomorrow, which I'll have to ask. But, you know, it's something that I was actually kind of nervous about because I didn't even know that they actually got my information. And then when they contacted me just 2 days ago, I was like, oh, okay, so they didn't forget about me. I scheduled for it, and now I'm actually in officially, so that's good. So I can actually take care of business and get that done. And I can submit the information, and I can put myself on a more of a insulated list, pretty much. But yeah. So, but right now I'm just enjoying the Super Nintendo Classic that I had bought from Prime Day, and it came in the mail yesterday, and I came home this morning, opened it, noticed that it didn't come in with in the package, but it was bubble wrapped with all the right tools and everything. So I'm actually enjoying myself, actually having fun with the stuff, and I'm glad and I'm grateful for it. I really am. I'm very grateful. So that actually makes me smile quite a lot. And I was playing Secret of Mana earlier, and I was playing a couple of other games, but I wanted to have one of the rooms being like a retro room, while the other one is going to be like a, you know, well, the other ones aren't going to be retro per se. The other ones are going to be more like, well, one room's going to have a Blu-ray player, but it just happened to be a PlayStation 4. And the other one, the big room right here, is going to be, I can hook up my Switch and I can just go ahead and start playing the games on here. With the exception of one game, and that would have to be Ring Fit Adventure, because that's an exercise game that requires your body. And as you can see, the space around here is actually pretty minimal. So, there you go with that.
You're the dog.
Yeah. Like, in me and Henrik's relationship, obviously I know that I'm also a human, but I'm also his dog.
Like,
Aspen Dental is on a mission to help people smile again. From cleanings and fillings to dentures and implants.
Woof woof, take to the park, dog.
So we don't really go to the park per se. It's not really like a in public thing most of the time.
Right.
But like a kind of like a de-stressing in our own home thing.
My God, maybe this isn't scripted. That was the most uncomfortable interaction I've ever seen in my fucking life. Also, why even invite this guy over if you're just gonna bullshit him? Is it all for the cameras? This is a de-stressing thing? Lola, I saw your Twitter. Not a de-stressing thing.
So do you want to maybe like sit down at the table and chat about it for a bit?
Sure.
Sit.
Why not? Have you eaten dog food?
No, I don't eat dog food. I do eat from a dog bowl sometimes.
Okay.
So like imagine like Henrik preparing like regular food, like that's a spaghetti bolognese.
Yeah.
And then I eat it out of the dog bowl instead of like from a regular bowl.
Sounds way too messy.
Yeah.
It is quite messy.
Yeah.
It is pretty messy. Sounds kind of weird to me, but to each their own, I suppose.
My family know.
Right.
That was a whole thing.
Okay, seriously, I think I'm going to go back on my gut here. I don't think this is scripted. These people look genuinely uncomfortable. They likely saw other people make these Truly videos, and they're like, yeah, that's a great idea, a good way to get the name out there, and then they got around to doing it, and now they're regretting every decision that led them here. This is genuinely hard to watch.
I've told my family about the puppy play, and it took them a bit to really get it because it doesn't make a lot of sense to a lot of people in their mind. Like, why would you want to just pretend to be this for a while for stress relief? But eventually they came around to it, as they do with a lot of my stuff. Some friends will be like, yeah, that's the coolest thing ever. I wish I had the guts to do that. And they'll have other friends like, why would you do that? That's really weird. Why don't you just, like, be normal?
My parents don't know about it because they just wouldn't.
If your parents don't know about it
Okay,
now,
I'm right back
they
in the
will
thing,
know
this is the
about it
dumbest
now.
shit ever. So, when you try and beat around the bush and like walk around the fact that this is all done for porn, this makes no sense. Like, why would you ever feel the need to tell your family about something like puppy play? Like, who is going around telling their family what they're into sexually? Like, it just makes these people sound fucking crazy because they're leaving out the crucial detail that they didn't just tell their family that they're into puppy play for no reason. It probably stemmed from a conversation of them being like, so how do you support yourself without a job? And then don't even get me started on this guy. You can't tell your family because they wouldn't accept it, but you could tell the entire internet in a video that your family could easily access? Okay.
Given how long it took for you to tell your parents about the relationship in the first place, I assume they don't know about this.
Not at all. They never will.
Right.
That won't end well.
It does get like a little annoying sometimes trying to hide it from them.
First person in recorded history to ever say it gets annoying trying to hide your kinks from your parents. What the fuck is going on, guys?
I don't personally always go out of my gear because it makes me nervous, but whenever I go to like pup-themed events, I definitely wear the full get-up, and I have gotten some weird looks.
There was one time we were just walking around the shopping centre and some kids just walked past us, and like 10 meters after they walked past us, they just turned around and barked at us. That was pretty weird.
It definitely does make me a little bit more apprehensive, but it doesn't stop me.
Look, I don't give a shit what you do in your bedroom. I don't care if you make porn. I don't care what you do. As long as it's not hurting anybody, do what you want. But it always baffles me when people talk about stuff like this. Like they say stuff like, people always look at me so weird, or I have such strange interactions with people. Like it's somehow other people's fault. It's like, no, you are wearing something into public that is inherently sexual to you, and you're wondering why people might look at you a little funny? Really? Seems like a no-brainer to me.
I just want to tell them that I'm just being silly and having a fun time. Like, I'm just doing this to better my mental health and to live my life how I want.
It doesn't affect you that we are doing this, so just live your life and we'll live our life.
Okay, so like, sure, that's a fine thing to say on paper, but when you're going out of your way to publicize such intimate details about your relationship, what do you expect? You know what I mean? Like, if you're essentially making your relationship a public forum, expect people to treat it like a public forum. I'm sorry, but nobody owes you kindness or acceptance on the internet when it comes to shit like this. People should not be this interested in what you're doing in the bedroom, and if they are, that should be a cause of concern. Well, guys, what are your thoughts? At this point, I don't really even have any. These days, there's just really no reason to cover these videos anymore. People pretending to be dogs is like the least weird thing that happens normally these days, and all of these videos are just hidden advertisements for porn, so it's like, what am I doing? Why am I wasting my time? Why am I wasting your time? I should be talking about actually important stuff like the most recent thing that Mr. Beast has done. I'm letting you guys down, I'm letting myself down. I've got to be better, and I will be better for you guys. You can hold me to that. See ya.
Okay, so wait, what is this? Whoa. Okay. Why do people actually like with Boo Boo anyway? I don't even know what the hell that's supposed to be. Alright. This is freaky.
Did you think I can get your number or your Instagram?
Oh. I'm actually watching some content creator criticizing a bunch of crazy shit that's going on. So, let me see. His name is August the Duck, and he does nothing but commentary about things that makes him irritated. It's kind of like Family Guy with the things that grind my gears. This is kind of like the equivalent of it, except he's giving out he's giving out commentary in a way that's full of cynicism, but he's actually pretty funny to watch. But I did come across another video channel. I don't know if you ever watch anything relating to cooking channels. And there's a couple of, like, Josh and Mama is actually one. Josh and Mama, you know, he's a very happy kid, and his mom, who's a dentist assistant, she does cooking in the kitchen, and whenever she cooks in the kitchen, she doesn't really know how to cook. Like, it's usually very unseasoned stuff, but it's very wholesome, and you have to just root for them because you love them very much and you want them to succeed. Now I came across this other person who goes by the name of Elaine Carroll's Kitchen. And she comes up with the strangest combination that I've ever seen. I think after this video I can show you what I'm talking about. But let's see what this is.
Well, guys, unfortunately, today is one of those days where we've got to talk about something that actually matters in real life and is not just a conglomerate of silliness from social media. And even more unfortunate is that even after talking about this, there is a very good chance that absolutely nothing will be done. And it's one of those things where that being the outcome is genuinely dangerous and is going to affect lives. So, you know, that's fun. Now, we've seen a lot of shitty TikTok accounts on this channel, but what we're looking at today is, it's uniquely shitty. It's not shitty because it's just bad content or people like being a dumbass professionally, like we're sort of used to at this point. It's shitty because, well, it's just straight up illegal. Over the last, like, 10 years or so, the novelty, you know, the shock factor of people being willing to film their crimes and post them on the internet has pretty much completely worn off. It's really almost expected these days, if anything, for dumbasses to film their crimes and then post them onto the internet, trying to get a little bit of internet clout. However, usually, the crimes being committed, the illegal activities being recorded, generally they're not the ones that people don't like. You know, there's always going to be an audience for harassing people out in public. There will always be children to watch that to think it's funny, but people going out of their way to hit on underage girls, yeah, you wouldn't think there's a very big market for that, but the TikTok account College Lessons is pushing back against that. Now, this TikTok account is kind of hard to get a good read on. It appears to either be a shared TikTok account or one that like takes submissions, but either way, whichever one it is, it's a collection of clips of guys walking up to women, or actually normally girls, recording them without their knowledge and attempting to get their phone number, their Instagram, their Snapchat, something like that. And in many of these videos, these guys who sound and based off the girls' reactions appear to be over the age of 18 will walk up to girls who are like 12 years old and try to get their number. Now, this is going to be sort of a hard account to cover because a lot of these clips are different people, but there's this common theme throughout basically everything on the account, where these guys who are claiming to be teenagers, who don't sound like teenagers and apparently don't look like teenagers either, are approaching girls who are like 12 and 13 years old. And even if these guys are telling the truth, a lot of them claim to be like 16 or 17 years old, and they are targeting girls who are clearly children. It's just weird, so I wanted to get this in front of some more people, show you guys, and see what you think. So I've got 3 TikToks from this page to show you that I think sort of highlight all of these issues the best. Prepare to be grossed out. Let's begin. Please subscribe.
Excuse me, you think I can get your number or your Instagram? What?
Okay, so spoiler alert, this is a 12-year-old girl, and if a 12-year-old feels the need to call you sir, there's not a chance in hell that I'm going to believe that you are an acceptable age to be approaching a 12-year-old. You're going to notice in basically every single interaction on this page, almost every time the first thing the girl asks is how old are you? Generally, that's not something you're getting hit with if you look to be their age.
I'm 15.
Oh no, I'm too well.
Hmm?
I'm too well.
Can I get yours in?
Okay, so even if this guy is 15, which I don't think he is, he approaches a girl who ends up being 12 years old, who looks 12 years old, and after she says that, he immediately hits on her friend, who, you know, based off the fact that she's hanging out with this 12-year-old, is also probably 12. There's something severely wrong.
Oh yeah, that's an understatement. Like, what the
I can get a free shirt. A free shirt from your job.
That's really creepy.
You said what?
That's really creepy.
Yo, excuse me. No? No? Okay. Yo, excuse me.
You know the sad thing about that? They do have guys in their 20s and 30s and 40s who would usually creep around on college campuses and even high school campus trying to go after, go after teenagers, especially like underage kids. Or barely
the body
legal.
language here is really
And
screaming,
that is
please keep
just
talking to me.
awful.
You think you couldn't really make approaching underage girls while recording them?
You know,
with
the
your
good thing
smart
about it
glasses
is that
any
I'm
worse? But the
personally
complete
very glad
disregard
that I don't
of
have
the
children.
obvious disinterest and uncomfortableness
And-
is really just the cherry on top. These guys need
And
to
the
be
only
put on a
reason
list.
why is because
Where are you from?
I probably would lose everything to protect my kids.
How old are you?
Even if it means me storming into the classroom and beating the shit out of the people that actually tried to prey on the kids.
Excuse me now? Can we be friends?
No.
No? No? Okay, okay.
Yeah.
Excuse me?
And I really think it's very important
like a
for like
resurgence of the
young.
whole
I think
pickup
it's very
artist bullshit
important
where
to
guys
actually
somehow convince
have young
themselves that the
women
way to be successful with
have like
women
all the
is to
girls
follow them
actually
around in
see
public
stuff
and
like
pressure
this
them into their
because.
cave and give you their number.
And
Because
I'm
if
actually
so,
glad they're
that
able to
is,
see the
that's
stuff like on
unfortunate. Look, there's
videos
nothing
online
wrong
and
with
everything
approaching
because at
somebody
least
in
they're
public,
able to
believe it or
see
not,
that
that's how all
there's a lot
relationships
of
used to be
emotionally
formed,
stunted
trying to keep
guys
the
that
conversation
exist
going when it's painfully
that
clear
are
the person
well
has
above
absolutely
the age
zero
of
interest
being
in
an
talking to
adult
you is bad enough.
that still
Recording
resort
that is
to
even
this
worse.
grooming
Walking up to them when they're
mindset
12,
and
I
mentality
sincerely
where
hope
they're
this does
trying
not become a
to
thing.
How old are you?
feed their own insecurities.
13. Damn.
13, damn, he says after he approaches the most
Yeah,
obviously 13-year-old
that would be a
girl
partial
on the
thing to make me a
planet.
great
Nothing
father,
like
but I also
advertising
got to
in the
remind
world that you're
myself of,
disappointed that the girl
you
you
know,
just tried to hit
I have
on
to
is
take care of a
only
wife
13. That says a
and
lot about you,
kids,
man.
and I can't do that if I'm behind bars because I beat the fuck out of a bunch of sick motherfuckers that try to prey on my own kids.
Leah?
So
Nice to meet you, Leah.
I have to pull a Dexter just in case. And if you know what I'm talking about, you know. If you know, you know. The TV show.
I thought, wait, how old are you?
15.
Oh boy.
Okay, so I want to show you guys something really interesting here. This girl replies that she's only 15, and he turns around saying, "Oh shit," and returns to this guy right here. Now that's really interesting, because in this video, these same two walk up to another set of girls who tell them that they're 15, and they get their Snapchat.
You're 16? 15? Oh, what school you go to? Am I able to get your snap? I would just put it in the phone.
So I'm a little curious as to why, in this situation, where the girl said her age in front of somebody that this guy doesn't know, suddenly 15's too young, but when it's just him and his friends, he can get a 15-year-old Snapchat all day. These guys need to be fucking investigated.
Excuse me. What's your name?
Why?
You're attractive.
Oh, thank you.
What's your name?
She's a minor.
I'm 16.
I'm 13.
Okay, so I'm going to stop
Yeah,
saying it going
and
forward. Just
if-
know this is the case.
I had
don't
two ugly,
believe
creepy
these
guys
when
stalking
they give
low-key
these
harassment at a
ages.
place I
But even if
volunteer
we
for
do
work.
give them the benefit of
How
the
long
doubt,
ago was
these
that? Was that
girls
like?
are obviously the ages they are
Was that
telling
like
you,
in your
and a
teenage years
16-year-old
or
has
current,
no
or is it like
business
maybe a couple of
approaching
years
what is
ago?
obviously a 13-year-old
And how did you
girl.
manage?
And the
Did you
fact that
manage
he's
to?
comfortable
How did you manage to
recording
get them
this
off your
and posting it onto
back?
the internet tells me he probably goes younger when the glasses are turned off.
I thought you was pretty. I was wondering if I can get your Instagram. No? Damn.
What my friend wanted to talk to you, but I don't know where he went. Like, talk to you. Y'all both got boyfriends?
He's like really young. But she
Oh.
also does.
Okay. Then you look real good, though.
Again, the fact that these girls always immediately bring up age tells me that these guys are not the ages they're saying they are. Again, that's just not something you're going to immediately bring up
You know
in
the sad thing
conversation
about it?
unless it's crucially
The
relevant.
people you need to be conscientious of
I'm sorry
are
to
the
bother you.
ones
I just wanted
that
to
don't
say
really
you
look
look
like
really
some
pretty
sort
and
of
wondering if I
homeless
can-
reject.
God.
They look perfectly normal. Oh, well, check this shit out. Ally Universal.
No,
No? And you can't record here.
I'm not recording.
That's why you take them off until you approach someone.
What do you mean?
Those recording glasses that are on your head.
It's Bluetooth. I'm listening to music right now.
Okay, so I wanted to show this for a couple of reasons. One, not only has this guy been approaching so many girls in such a creepy way that he's been reported to security, but two, Buddy left his face in the video right here. Doubt he meant to do that. Does that look like the face of somebody who should be approaching what appears to be a group of, I don't know, maybe 14-year-old girls in the beginning of the video? I don't think so. Now, I could go on and on, but I feel like you've probably got the point. Whatever's going on with his TikTok account, it needs to be shut down quickly. At the absolute best, you've got a bunch of teenage guys who are comfortable approaching tweens, recording them, and then posting their interactions onto the internet. And at worst,
Oh,
you've got a
man, that has to be
collection of
really
grown
fucking
men who are
awkward.
comfortable preying on young girls.
Like, was there
in
anything?
public
Did you
and
feel like you
showing
were in
the entire
immediate
world
danger
while they do it. That
when
whole
they were
interaction with
harassing
the
you
guy
or
pretends
trying
that
to
15
talk
is
to
too young
you?
for him, but suddenly, once he finds a 15-year-old who hasn't told a mall employee how old she is, he can get her Snapchat. I think that's really telling of the kind of shit going on here, and it's simply just not something that any social media platform should be allowing. This page also has like a membership program, so who knows what kind of shit they're sharing in that. This is just a really bad, really sinister looking thing going on here, and they're not even trying to hide it. Why TikTok is harboring something like this, I don't really understand, but something needs to be done. Well, guys, what do you think? Honestly, I don't really know what we can do about an account like this, but when it's this blatant, you think that TikTok would kind of take care of it without anybody saying anything. It's like they're not even trying to hide it, and what makes it worse is that the people who watch these videos don't really seem seem to support it. Like, if you go to this account, most of the comments are calling out how weird it is, so it's like these videos are probably getting reported. I refuse to believe somebody at TikTok hasn't looked at this account. So why is it still up? It just really makes no sense. You know, it's sad that videos like this even have to be made, telling a major social media platform that maybe you shouldn't allow videos of grown men approaching minors, but I guess that's the state of things. Whipping. See ya.
You got called on the cops on the last guy, and he only got a slap on the wrist. I got called into my PICS office. I forgot the name of it. HR threaten you in any given capacity? I wanted to ask you that. Oh, this is what I wanted to show you. Let me see if I can actually do this. Oh boy, she is gonna be this person's hilarious. Oh, here it is. All right, let me see if I can find a short. Okay, I'm going to show you this.
So, as a person who is not a serial killer, I don't think I have the.
Oh, in other words, I think you probably had a proper lawsuit on your hands.
Next level Michelin star genius. I'm gonna follow along. Oh, look, we already have some fun textures. Chopped purple onion, our first sane ingredient. Some kind of garlic paste, paprika, and turmeric. Do I think the potato masher is unnecessary? Yes. Am I just saying that because I don't have no comment? Mine is different. Maybe I just have to give it some time. Hold on. Conspiracy time. I'm like 99% sure those are regular mashed potatoes and not whatever this is. I think we've been lied to.
So we got our taters back in our pot. I'm gonna add in 1 stick of butter.
Yes, I am disappointed, but I'm not a big quitter. And since I'm 3 Pringles deep already, we're gonna see this through.
We're gonna put in some vitamin D milk.
Personal opinion, I don't think any amount of vitamin D
Oh,
will save your soul
okay.
for
Person
making
in
this.
charge.
Extra garlic
Got it to
powder.
Guess I'm
my
on my
person
own
in charge's
from this
office.
More of our
It was about
onion
to,
Just me and my disappointment.
Oh,
More
boy.
disappointment.
Some
They probably must have used some people over there
really good.
to
Well,
get
this
out of
isn't.
accountability.
I would like to apologize to
I'm
any
real sorry you have to
Italians
go through
watching.
crap like
I'm
that.
aware that this is a crime. As you can see, I'm trying to boil away the water. Although the consistency is probably the least of what's wrong with this.
A little bit of cracked pepper.
Correct, pepper.
This is coming together beautifully.
Good for you. I've been at this for 40 minutes now, and I'm starting to question, well, everything. Alright, we have to let it go at some point. This is probably as good as any.
Add in our chopped parsley here.
There's just something peaceful about knowing that this is almost over.
And now I'm just coming in with my serving spoon.
Uh-huh. I think my butter disappeared like half an hour ago. But I do want to give this a proper chance. So...
Marty, I know how much you love mashed potatoes.
I don't know why I expected a dog. So, while Marty tries the regular mashed potatoes, I'm gonna try this. Now I understand the switch. She might as well serve divorce papers to Marty. I mean, the butter's nice. Honestly, kind of refreshing after this.
Do you have do you keep a gun with you too, or
it's like super oily,
is it like really
popcorny,
difficult to even
slightly
actually
burnt.
have a
Maybe that's my fault.
concealed carry?
Good, you guys.
These are really good.
You gotta try it.
Nobody should ever make this. I don't like to throw away food, but I'm pretty sure it would be inhumane to feed this to anything on this planet. Alright, thanks for watching.
Zevo works 24/7 to kill 99.9% of bugs trapped.
Hey, my name is Jansen. I'm a team member at my local Chick-fil-A. A little thing you're going to love about Chick-fil-A chicken. All right, that's 2 cups of our uncooked minute rice. Now I'm coming in with 10 ounces of portobello mushrooms that I did wash. Now I've got some diced yellow onion here. Of course, you can dice your own, but I bought it pre-diced today because I didn't feel like crying. My eyes are a little sensitive. And I'm just going to use about the equivalent of half of 1 onion. Now I have an 18.5-ounce can of French onion soup. And I am just gonna pop that all onto there. Now I'm gonna fill up my can here with some low sodium beef broth.
I don't think in Oregon I need a concealed carry for pepper spray. I could be wrong. Well, I'm not talking about for pepper spray. I'm talking about for
pew pew. Make sure we got enough liquid to cook
gun.
this rice. Yummy, perfect. That looks good. All right, and I'm adding in about half a cup of water here. That's gonna dilute this down just a bit and spread out some of that salty flavor. Now, the original recipe of this calls for 1 10-ounce can of French onion soup and 2 10-ounce cans of beef consomme. I'm just using the low sodium beef broth instead, but I am throwing just a little bit of soy sauce in there for flavor. Now I'm coming in with my shaved Parmesan, and I'm gonna just start putting a nice thin layer of this all on top here. Ooh, this is gonna be so good with those mushrooms, that rice. Now I've got a whole stick of butter, and I'm just gonna start spreading this out. We wanna get this throughout our dish here. I think we got plenty of liquid. That rice is gonna cook up beautifully. Ooh, one of my little pats is stuck together there, so that's gonna be a little extra buttery section. Now I've got about 1.5 pounds of cube steak here. I'm gonna just put a little bit of salt on this, a little bit of pepper on
Oh,
here.
yeah. You don't own a gun, but you think concealed carry permit is needed. I'm going to check the laws over in Oregon, so it might be a little different.
I'm gonna pop these bad
But
boys right down
I would
in
definitely
here
say under these circumstances, especially more than ever, you might want to go ahead and strap yourself up.
Looks great.
Because
Now I'm going to use the rest of my Parmesan here.
it's necessary.
Just on top of my steaks. Ooh, a little bit extra Parmesan in that corner. I am putting just a tiny bit more, y'all, because I love cheese. Obviously, I know not everyone does, and not everyone needs to. All right, I'm popping this in the oven at 350 for about 50 minutes, but I'm going to cover it with some foil. All right, y'all. We had this in the oven for a total baking time of 50 minutes, 50 uncovered, and then covered, and then I did 20 minutes uncovered. All right, this rice is perfectly fluffy.
Oh, I hear the mosquito wagon.
And our cube steak all in one. Let me grab some of these mushrooms and Parmesan just to place right on top like that. Wow, look at that. Doesn't that look amazing? One pan meal, super easy. I'm just gonna cut myself a little piece here. We've got our French onion flavoring, this rice, this steak. Oh my gosh, y'all.
The no hidden fee Cash App card.
Yeah, I agree. I wholeheartedly agree with you. Trust can easily be misplaced.
Gave the Instagram chef.
And you deal with a lot of
who's responsible for
unsavory individuals who basically want to cause ruin to
They're
you.
putting them in everything again. Even
And that's what
themselves,
brings
maybe.
you into
Can't really claim
madness.
that. We had a look at Zany Laney a few weeks ago. She makes stuff. She now goes under Elaine Carroll's kitchen. So she lost her zaniness. Where did it go? I don't know. She probably baked it into some hot dog pie thing. Some zany hot dog pie. Maybe she's trying to be taken more seriously, so she's gone Elaine Carroll's kitchen. That's what you'd think. And then she makes, what the hell is even ever that? Try and name one thing in that picture. Try and name one thing. And the fingers don't count. The fingers are probably part of the meal, to be honest. They fit in. What is that in the middle? That's like if you just let mozzarella hang out with a flock of sheep for a bit and had a little bit of a brain. I don't know.
Make my favorite seafood recipe with me. Use 2 bags of shrimp. Now add in whatever kind of crab legs you like.
What is a crab leg anyway? I've never had a crab leg. I don't think it's very popular in the UK, but it doesn't look like it came off a crab. She's using a damn turkey foil thing, basket, whatever. How's your favorite seafood dish start in one of them? How does it start in one of them? Breaking news! Not really, I just wanted to say that. I'm Batch from an alternate dimension, and I'm here to tell you about the sponsor of the video, Opera. You guys already know how much I love Opera, but let me tell you again. Now, for my video...
Let me see. Cyberpunk music or... Oh, you know what? I'm going to do this. I think it's just unfortunate. I think it's just unfortunate that people are so hyper individualistic that they would be very fine removing any semblance of humanity within themselves by indulging in their own self-interest, even if it means causing harm towards others. I mean, back in the day, there used to be this idea that somehow common sense could be deemed a weakness. I mean, can be considered a superpower. But I guess you also might want to include empathy in the process too, because empathy is a highly lost cause, especially when you're talking about people that grew up around insulated environments where they are the central voice or the central person. It's actually pretty nice. Now, I listen to ambient music as well, but you know, I have to give a little bit of respect to some of the other music that people come up with, like 80s synthwave music. This is actually pretty nice. Well, yeah. Military respect. I mean, that begs the question, though. It's just kind of hard to actually have people you can call friends. At least for me, like the common concept behind it. The only friend that I have is my wife. That I have with absolute certainty. Everybody else, whether you're talking about in my workplace and all that, they always tend to come and go, and plus they're occupied with their own personal lives. So it would be kind of dubious for me to even say that, oh, that's my boy, that's my friend, that's my really good friend. So few people can actually achieve that title. You can get along with a lot of people, but there's only so few of the people whom you can connect with on a much deeper level. Shit. This actually makes you want to fall asleep. Yeah, but I'm trying to fight it. I mean, I haven't streamed. For some reason, I'm streaming only once a week. And that's the minimum that I'm going for. If I could do twice a week, that'll be fine for me. But I haven't. But like I said, today's been a long day, and I didn't really sleep nearly as much because we actually got up for something in the morning at work. And then when we got back, I was kind of restless, so I stayed up a little bit for about an hour and a half until it was time for me to depart and leave the job. And coming home, I only had like maybe an hour and 30 minutes of sleep when I got home after I showered. But I had set up my Super Nintendo Classic, and I was playing a little bit of that. Let's see. Oh, here we go. What's this one? Oh, I sent. What's this one? All right. Okay. All right. What about this one?
Some people just know they could save hundreds on car insurance by checking Allstate first.
Is that your car?
Yeah. Like you know to check your sunroof is closed first, before going through the car wash. So check Allstate first and save when you click or call.
Hey, Meta, remind me where I parked my car.
You're parked in lot 19A.
19A.
My public can wait. Yeah, I mean, I'll be back tomorrow streaming anyway. Let me see, what time is it right now? It's 10:41. You know what? Maybe you're right. Well, let me go ahead and shower up then. Maybe in about 8 minutes, I'll make the stream up to an hour and 30 minutes, and I'll let that have be the case. This is actually pretty sublime, listening to the music in the background. Maybe I should be playing this more often. Before it fully heals up. I don't know if it's going to be fully healed though. Oh. So the music is called Celtic Music with Rain. Relaxing Celtic music with rain for relaxation. I would like to go ahead and send you the link to it though, but right now I'm using my phone. But I think if you just type in Celtic music, you could probably find or type in Celtic Music with Rain, and the channel is called Elias, or Elias. And if you use that, then you should probably find the song. But this is like an 11-hour song list that's being played as we speak. Sure, I'm more than happy to. Let's see if I can actually get you a little closer. Oh yeah, it is very beautiful. I love it. See, that's one thing I like about using some kind of still imagery with the type of art that they use in the background. It's very, very beautiful and reminiscent of something in a fantasy setting. It's actually kind of weird to remind me of Baldur's Gate in a weird way. Oh, sweet, you found it. Beautiful, 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 beautiful. I'm glad you do. You know, it does kind of remind me of the Shire. Oh, speaking of which, I actually have both the Hobbit and Lord of the Rings trilogy. I have both trilogies. It's a beautiful trilogy, but it seems like there's a bit of a weird toxic fan base of people that are big into Lord of the Rings and The Hobbit. It's weird to me. But I have a very small selection of movies I have in Blu-ray and DVD. But I have a range on one side here full of animated movies. On the other side, the regular stuff. But you know what? Let me see what I got. There it is. So there's a Lord of the Rings collection. Here is the Hobbit collection that I have. You know, I'll be honest with you, I wasn't really crazy about the movies per se, but I know they were visual showcases, and rightfully so. But I got a chance to watch the trilogies for all of these movies, and I gotta say, they're actually pretty damn good. They're very entertaining. But you know, I'm not a hardcore fan of Lord of the Rings or The Hobbit, but I do like the lore and the world that encompasses it. But it also kind of helps set the toxic fan base that usually comes along with it. They tend to be kind of weird, for lack of a better word. But I got a bunch of other movies too. So it seemed like I got it. Okay, so as far as I know, so the example I can give you is this. Like I said, there's like this small little toxic fan base of fans that are so gung ho about everything about it. It's almost seen as though there's some kind of weird fantasy mindset. Like, to give you an example. There's an animal. I know that MGM and Amazon have ownership of the Lord of the Rings, have the rights to Lord of the Rings, so they created this show called Rings of Power, and they were crapping on the show really bad, and it had less to do with the quality of the storytelling and more to do with certain decisions that they made relating to characters and the lore that took place within a certain period of time. Now, don't get me wrong, you're right to there's plenty of reasons to criticize a show or a movie, and especially like if you're very passionate about something. But it seems to me it came from some other place rather than actually having a passion for the work. Yeah, and you know that's the thing. I really enjoy, and that's the thing. Like I like the Lord of the Rings movies. I'm not crazy about them like talking about it, but I can definitely appreciate and see as to why, you know, they're heavily respected and heavily lauded. Now, granted, The Hobbit was nothing more but an opportunity to cash in on the success of Lord of the Rings anyway, because you know Peter Jackson was looking for a reason to try to revisit the world of Mordor, and going into the Hobbit series, which predates the Lord of the Rings trilogy, you know, it seemed like it was just an opportunity to do a little cash grab because the novelty of it being a visual spectacle kind of lost its luster, even though the movies were fairly solid. Now, granted, Smaug, the Desolation of Smaug, was considered to be a pretty nice visual treat because of the design of the dragon itself. Plus, it also helps that it was actually played by Benedict Cumberbatch as well. So, these are some of the other movies I have. I also have this, Loud Loud Crocodile. For some reason, this alligator can't speak. This crocodile cannot speak unless it starts singing. There's a reason why I have some of these movies. There's a backstory behind it. This one here, this, and this. These are very good movies. I actually enjoyed both of them, especially Us. It was weird, different, and just downright crazy. And it could be kind of real in some cases. if you just kind of keep your mind a little open. But it's not. But it's definitely an interesting. These are interesting 2 movies, and I would definitely say it's actually worth watching in my personal opinion. I don't remember much of this movie, but I would try and watch it again, maybe one day, to see what I missed. I actually enjoyed this movie personally, but that's only because I grew up that's only because I'm from New Orleans, and I'm born and raised here. I work there, and plus I have a friend of mine that actually worked that was actually in the movie as an extra, and the very fact that all the scenes and everything is reminiscent of what I'm familiar with and what I've seen, it's actually pretty nice. But that's probably because that's just a bias that I have. This was actually a pretty good movie too. I really enjoyed this one. Kind of telling away how the direction of the world is going, especially since we're so over-reliant on technology as a form of escapism. I don't really remember watching... I never really cared to watch this. And I really don't remember what... Oh, I remember this movie. This one was actually an interesting movie. This was an old guy who his last flight in order to get into space. That was kind of like his dream that he wanted. But yeah, you take care of yourself, Andrea, and have a good night. I'm about to head to bed too. Thanks for coming. I appreciate it. I'll be back tomorrow. And I should be a little bit more active and alert. But you take care of yourself. And let the good times roll.